Hello everyone, welcome. I don't know why it says that this started up 3 minutes ago for some weird reason on my YouTube. It's like, so anyway, there we go, we're good. So if you're wondering what the music is in the background, it's stuff done by, I think, Toby for Temmie. So I'm just like having that on in the background. Just sending the link out, and then away we go. Right. And away we go. Hello, everyone. Hi. Yeah, you're just looking at a blank screen at the moment. I'm the only one here since memes. Nah, we're good. Hopefully the audio is fine. What we're going to be doing here, this might be a short stream. I'm going to be trying not to spoil absolutely everything for the upcoming update. But what I am going to do is go back through some really old models. And, yeah, the reason for that is it's just bad. Like, I'm getting to a point now where I'm going through a lot of the old models, finding them, and they're just really bad. And then I have to get somebody to, you know, recreate them, but better, and then replace them. And it's just becoming a lot of hassle, you know. Hey, John. So there are some that I have a couple of problems with that I'm going to look at, and then there are other ones where I'm just like, maybe. I'm just going through my files here. Like, for instance, this is a funny one at the very beginning that I'm going to be probably not using, and this is supposed to be dummy. This was going to be dummy. This was, like, really early on. This was grabbed from, like, Source Filmmaker, I think, or Gmod or something. I remember this. This is based off the, you know, the Overworld sprite. And while it does kind of resemble Dummy, it doesn't resemble the Battle sprite. Like, the Battle sprite has way much more life and everything in it, and way more shape. So, Dummy's definitely on the chopping block for, getting redone. I don't know, I'm just looking at this. This might have been from MMD looking at it. Or somebody's ported it to MMD. But yeah, Dummy's got to be redone. My dummy is actually orange, says Joel. No, Damon, this is not nice. This is not nice. Like, that model's super ancient now. It needs to be redone. I'm just having a look through everything now. There are some models, man, where it's just like, ew. Ew. The funny thing is, none of them are mine, obviously, because I don't do character art. But yeah, it's something that I want to try getting into in future, is character art. Here we go, here's Whimsum. Frogget, I'm not too sure, maybe Frogget. The reason why I say maybe on Frogget, mainly, I love the way the texture is just not even loaded up here. I could always load the newer version. Hang on, because I had Frogget recently. For a laugh, while you guys are here to actually talk to me in person as well, I had one the other day. I made Flowey physically reactive, as in, like, I actually made Flowey so that he was just full on physics. Like, there was no animation to it or bones or anything. It was just physics object. And that was pretty funny. So here's Frogget. That's the version that I've got at the moment. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Some of the expressions are done with textures. If I can like get the eyes to do the same thing, because the eyes don't do that at the moment. if I can, like, get him to work, I'll be really happy. I might ask Bakers about that. Is this Frogget model from Undertale if it was realistic? No, this was, again, I think this was from either MMD or Gmod. A lot of the stuff, like, first year, a lot of the stuff that I was using was basically, like, Gmod and MMD. Because those were, the only places you could really find models. Or at least, I could find models. There was some, models that I got from DeviantArt as well. But those again were, like, MMD rips, if I remember rightly. This is, like, when I was basically just grabbing at everything and being like, look, I've got an idea, I need to try and illustrate it. Frogget, again, I don't think it's that bad. Maybe throw it on a maybe pile? Because it's like, I don't know what else I would actually do with that to make it any better. No. The model looks good. Yeah, like, I don't want to mess around with it too much. Undertale, if Undertale was realistic, used kind of popular models, I think they're everywhere, right? Yeah, that's just the water starter from X and Y, says memes. So what'll have happened is, and I mentioned this in one of the very first updates that I did, I think if you go back in the video collection, you can actually see it. There's, I think it's the Hotland update, the original one. What you can see is when I'm talking to people in the Undernet, like to an audience, you can hear me say something along the lines of, yeah, I just was getting stuff online to populate things because I wanted to make everything as full and busy as it could be, so the underground actually felt like the underground. And the problem with that early on is that there were models that were really popular, but there weren't too many of a different kind or of different characters. So what you would find is that you would get, like, the same Frogget model on, like, multiple websites, or the same model of Sans over and over again or whatever, and it was awkward because it meant that you couldn't really have much variety. That's why a lot of older animation has, like, almost no characters outside of, say, like, Sans, Frisk, Kara, and Papyrus, because they're, like, super easy to find. Maybe Flowey as well, and a couple of others. But you won't have, like, or the characters, say, like, Nice Cream, or Ice Cap, or Snowdrake. You know, just those characters that you are familiar with, you just won't have them, because they're not there. And that's where I was just like, you know what, instead of, like, taking freebies, I'll actually go to people and ask for them to be created, because I'm going to need that. Let's see. There we go, Whimsum. Finally a model John can eat, says Tim. But yeah, a lot of these things, like, even Whimsum here, I don't know whether I'm going to keep Whimsum. Did I animate Whimsum? Yeah, I did. So this is like a really old animation. It's meh. I think recently we got, a tiny spoiler, but recently we got Whimsalot done. I'm thinking, because Whimsum is basically just Whimsalot, but without the armor and everything, I ask for Whimsum to be done as well. Another problem that we have with some of these older models that people will not know about if you don't know 3D, but you've seen me in, like, again, the Hotland update, is fixing model geometry here. David, what happens is people like to do the mouths and everything, and eyebrows and eyes as proper 3D geometry, and for Undertale characters sometimes it can be really hard. Whereas with Ash, the character artist who I'm working with at the moment, they do really good facial modeling. It's a really neat way of doing it, but I'll have to save that for the update. But I really like Ash's stuff because it makes it super easy to animate. So I might have Whimsum on the chopping block. Because, like, the 3D geometry there is just too much. Like, hey Lucy. Like, for instance, the reason why I say it's too much is because I think I showed this off in previous videos, but we can actually see, like, the model geometry stretching. Hey, Voidley! Like here, for instance, right, this is one of the main reasons why I get these redone with more simple and easy to use geometry. Is like, for instance, if you have the U there, you can see the geometry stretching too much. And what that does is, as you can see there, it causes creases, it causes shading issues. We can't be having that in close-up scenes. You know, it's like, oh, Dave, well, why would you need a close-up scene of a whim sum? It's like, you never know whether I want something like that when I'm breaking up camera angles and things, and parts of the scenery. So it's like, it's best not having models that can have issues like that. You know, so it's good to get them redone and not have to worry about smoothing and stuff, and just be like, okay, concentrate on the animating. You know, that's all I want at this point. And that's basically what this main update's going to be soon, is just like turning around essentially at the end of it and being like, we're finally up to animating! You know, after so long. Joel says, in Undertale coloured sprite mod, Whimsum has dark blue hands and feet and dark blue arms and legs. Yeah, I opened the one that doesn't have colour in it by accident, because it was just there, because I'm going off like the older files here. Damon says, you don't want to limit yourself with low-res janky textures and models. The textures being low-res aren't too bad. Like, you can up-res textures and that's not bad. But what is a problem is models with, like, bad geometry. Like, bad geometry looks just terrible. As shown just. Let's see. Like, Nakarat Jester here. This is the old version of Nakarat. This is what got me really annoyed. Was ages ago I thought stuff like this was acceptable, but you can already see, like, there are problems with smoothing here. So what I would do in the older videos, I've tried lighting them in such a way that it's not really visible where the errors are. But again, I can't always do that, especially with the way that I'm trying to light everything kind of realistically. So for Nakarat, like, you can see we're already having issues with the stretching of vertices here, or individual points on the model. But then it gets even worse. Like, Voidley says, I'll try and be back as soon as possible. Okay, Voidley. Weird creasing around the mouth. Yeah. I'm imagining it's worse to have too many polygons in some mouths. No, it's like, the thing is, you can have a load of polygons and stuff. It's just whether they're placed right. You know, like, these clearly are just done in a certain way, and then I imagine the shading for, like, MMD covers up the errors. Because, like, you've got to remember, these are originally used, again, in MMD. You can add any shading you want, and just, if the style of the project was different, and was a little bit more cartoony, then that might be fine. I might be able to cover it up with a cartoony shader. But because I'm going for, like, shaders that will react to light and reflections and everything around them, I can't have, you know, like, those issues. You know, like, for instance, here, we get stretching of verts around the side of the mouth here, and that just looks bad on the overall model when I'm trying to animate. Like, you get all these issues at the sides. Just looks like the mouth has extra sets of teeth now or whatever. Me reminded of some MMD Sans models, is Fabio. Like, the blink is even worse here, right? Because the blink doesn't even match up on both sides. It doesn't look the same, I don't think. And you can see the stretching. That's one that did me recently. The worst part about this is, like, it's not Ash's fault, but, like, me having to essentially turn around constantly and be like, look, here's the goalpost, now we're going to move him. That was what was annoying me. Because what happened was, I suppose this is like a little bit of behind the scenes story as well at the same time. When I got Ash on originally to help out, I just said, like, because I found them on, I think, Twitter, and I was like, look, I need help with character models. Do you mind doing a couple of them for free? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. I need the extra practice. So I was like, oh, that's great. So, we got that all set up, and I was really happy with that because it was more or less sort of a, here's the project. Can you help work on it? Yeah, sure, I'll do it for free, and I'll use it as practice. And we both had this kind of mutual agreement where it's like, yeah, okay, this is cool. And as things went on, I was like, okay, I'll try paying, for these models. And that got turned down originally. It was like, no, it's just a couple of models. But then what ended up happening was I'd go through and I'd find issues like the ones that I'm finding now. And it would just be a case of, I'd say like, okay, here's another model, here's another model, here's another model. And it got ridiculous to the point where Ash literally has modeled like 90% of the underground. And it wasn't fair, so like today I sent them a massive payment for everything previous that they'd done. And it was basically just like, look, I can't be not paying you anymore, but I'm going to need some more models done. Is that okay? It was like, yeah, okay, we'll go off that agreement. It was like, okay, but yeah, if anything, this next update that I'm putting out, Ash has done like massive amounts of work to fix characters that are like this, that have issues, and then turn them into arguably more accurate models to the game. It's a really crazy kind of like thing to be constantly doing these models. But again, at this point, it's like for paid practice now. But it's just really cool to be able to get a lot of these characters that people have never seen before in 3D properly. That's the takeaway from this at the moment, is it's just going to be so much fun getting all of these. Like Shiren here, Shiren's another one that I want done, because I remember Shiren animating her at the beginning, and it not looking too bad, but again, you can see all these issues with the mouth and everything there, where like parts of the model are sticking through, and it's just like, dude, what? And then when you try and move the mouth, it just looks terrible. So it's like you have to manipulate them in certain ways. Like, it makes me sound like I'm a complete dick, for ripping on these older models, obviously. And I don't want to, because at one point I was like, dude, these are so good, I can use them. It's great. But I think what carries them again is the way that I've lit them and everything, and tried manipulating the materials even just a little bit, because you can see all the errors so blatantly. It's just like, dude, no. Let's see. Damon says, I mean, the community wins in the long run because they get some nice looking models and might up the bar for fan creations. Oh yeah. No, this is definitely going to up the bar. Like, it's not a spoiler when I say I've released the list of characters that I wanted. Because basically, I need to get voice actors for most of the extra cast now. So people know what models I'm after, or I'm getting. Especially when I said, like, oh, we're almost close to getting them. So yeah, it's gonna be so fun to show these all off eventually, because I'm animating them all as well. Joel says, like in the Undertale colored sprite mod, Sharon's arms are brown. Oh yeah, no. This is different because what I'm doing is that model is using a different texture to the other one, which is more accurate because it's the amalgamate version that has the correct texture from Floral on it. Fabio says, Sharon the fish that is a head that has a stone body or whatever underneath. Yeah, in Shiren's like the fish on top, and then her manager is apparently the monster underneath. Maybe has what Kingdom Hearts has, where you can swap them out. Well, for like the models, I was considering using some of the older ones as like background assets, But some of them, I can't even use them for that, just because of, like, the errors and stuff. Let's have a look at Muffet here, because I've been wanting to get Muffet back for quite some time. And I'm actually worried about her. That's different to the one that I have, I think. Which means I can probably replace her. Hang on. Right, there's the blend file for the one that I used in the preview. Oh, no! No, I'm going to have to use the classic one now. I can't unsee that. I've never heard of the manager thing, says Fabio. Yeah, basically, when you go into, I think it's either the wiki or the art book. Yeah, Chiron's just the head. Like, hang on, I've got the art book here, I think. It's either this one or Undertale Yellow's art book. Just give me a sec. Because I remember seeing it and being like, oh, okay, interesting. There's documents, pictures. I'm trying to find it. Undertale reference? Was that it? I think it's in here, or it might be on the wiki. No, let's try the wiki. Undertale Chiron. I swear it's mentioned in the actual book as well. Chiron, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, her body is a separate entity from her head. Yeah, Chiron's agent. The arm, or what's meant to be the arm, is more like a mouth. That's kind of open, is the best way to put it. It's really weird. But yeah, essentially, that means that you would have all the characters that are just fish, that just swim around without the body. It's pretty crazy. If the lower body is the agent, what dies when you kill Chiron? I don't know. I don't know. Muffet actually doesn't look too bad though, but the problem is, it's nothing like that one. The question now is, like, how good is this one's rig? Because this one looks pretty damn accurate. Like, if I can rig this one up, or rather, if I can move this one so it's as good. The more you know, memes, says Lucy. Okay, so that works. The problem with this is if I use this one, because it looks really good, does it have shape keys? Oh, ho, ho, that changes everything. Where did I get this from? Where did I get... What? Okay, what the heck is... Oh, so they've actually modeled the inside of the mouth. What? Where did I get this Muffet from? Like, I only get stuff that's normally either available to me, like, free, or I work it out with, like, other artists through different, like, either collabs. It's either collabs, commissions, or people from the Undernet that literally just give me the models. Because I asked nicely. Dude, this has got everything. This has all the controls I need. Okay, yeah, that Muffet model. It's an SMD. So it'll be from Half-Life? It'll be from Source Filmmaker? Okay, that has me now questioning where the textures are for that. Can we export, not export, external data, find missing files? Here's where it just like slaps any random texture on it. You looked out on Muffet, I guess, is Fabio. Honestly, I don't remember this model. This was, again, a lot of this stuff is checking really early content. This is like, I want to say this is all like pre-alpha stuff. And essentially what that means is like, before I joined the Undernet, a lot of this stuff was like, again, stuff that I would get off like DeviantArt or Bowl Roll for MMD stuff. Or I'd look in like Source Filmmaker and Gmod archives and try and find stuff there. And then I'd grab the files from there and convert them and stuff so I could actually just have the animation or have models there for the animation. The idea was I was just going to credit, and I still am, going to credit everybody for the models and stuff. But oh, I'm going to need to go back to Source Filmmaker for that now, because I can't find the textures, and that has me annoyed. Does that have... All that needs there is wiggle bones for the bow. Like, if I got wiggle bones there, like, this is something I've been doing recently, and you'll probably see it in the behind the scenes, but what I've been doing is messing around with wiggle, and wiggle is just way too powerful to not mess around with. Right? So, like, for instance, I could do it with a head, but that would be a bit too much. I've used it in the past, but wiggle essentially allows me to do stuff like that, right? And then I should be able to just press play. Her's dancing now because it's colliding with stuff, or I think it's a bit too stiff still. But you get the idea. I can have physics on stuff, and it'll just animate on its own. That's brilliant. It should do it realistically, and it takes a little bit of time to tweak. I've shown it off with all the characters before, I think, in like streams, but having wiggle on stuff is just so subtle and so nice. You know, I can't wait to have that like thrown on almost everything. I recently did a walking animation with Sans again, and I threw it on Sans's jacket, and just the subtle animation of his jacket moving is just so nice. Like, it makes everything more realistic, even though some people probably won't even pay attention or take care, you know, to notice it. It's just like, dude, I notice it. I really need to find the textures for that Muppet model now. Sorry if you hear me drinking at the same time here. There's Alphys. I've already shown off Alphys' model. I'm trying to see what else is left that's like old. Like really old that I want to replace. Swim back through stuff. A lot of this stuff is coming up to like basically alpha version when I was getting more stuff ready before Undertale. There's Muppet. There's sound test stuff. Scarf Mouse might be one that I get done as well because of Scarf Mouse's potential errors. Maybe Temmie. Like, I'll throw them on screen and you can see. Where's Scarf Mouse? There we go, right? So Scarf Mouse here doesn't look too bad. I may keep them because they're actually not that bad. So this is an animation that I did like a year or so ago. You got that one from DA, says Damon. Yeah, I got this one from DA. This was in an actual pack. Like with a bunch of the other characters like Sharon and stuff. This one's not too bad. Like it doesn't look all that bad here. It's got all of the stuff that I need to animate, and to be fair, when it animates, I don't think it has issues with stretching. Hang on. Like it might do a little bit there, but it's... You got like a seam down the center as well, but I've paused it like that. It's just like, Stoned Mouse instead of Scarf Mouse. You can see like maybe tiny bits of what could potentially be smoothing issues there if I didn't light it in a certain way. But I think the hat kind of covers for it. What do you guys think? Keep the mouse? Fabio says, I'm still stuck on the agent thing. Keep the mouse, says Damon. Honestly, I don't mind this one. It's pretty good. There's no issues with the bottom of the scarf either. He's not going to be moving, or they're not going to be moving either, so it's literally just... You can keep Scarf now. Okay, that's... I'm just going to double check. Scarf. Because that's one of those models where it's like, it skirts the line very faintly between like, whether I should get rid or not and just have it redone as like another model. But I think I can get away with using this one. Just get rid of the rigid bodies for a sec. I don't need them. What I do need is the armature to find out what the restrictions are on this, because I might actually start doing, you know, like, oh my god, I just thought I can have a walk animation with the scarf moving. Can I? Is that... Oh, there we go. Can I move that? Is that got IK? Ah, it does. Okay, so to explain to people what IK is. IK is a system where you take a point, say like the heel or whatever, and the top of the thigh, and you join them together, or you tell the blender that you want them joined together in a certain way. And what it does is, it essentially takes the bones in between and makes them move as a leg would. No. So that's pretty cool. Sammy says, why, hello. Sammy, did you see the DM not the DM, sorry, the ping I sent you on the Undernet? Because I can talk about that in here as well for a laugh. I'm just going to see what this is like when I give it jiggle. Because if I give it jiggle and it holds up, I'll be happy. No, I haven't opened Discord today, so Sammy. Okay, so my idea, Sammy, was I need help doing some work. And I thought, because you've done art, that I would come to you for the artwork side of things again, so you can help with that. I pinged both accounts, by the way. Let's just... Okay, so that's kind of... Hang on. I'll explain the pitch in a moment. Why is that? That's weird, that. Hang on. Maybe that's just because it's... Okay, that's not too bad. I might have to like try an animation of that and see what happens. Okay, so here's the pitch while Sammy's here, because I need help visualizing stuff. So I figure it'd be cool to get other people's imagination involved again. Where is it? Where is it? Trying to find the file now. That moment I have so many files. Gonna be... Let's try... there we go. You excited to see a Minecraft movie next month? I am not seeing it. So, that's not because I hate it, by the way. The trailer actually looked pretty funny. It's just one of those whole things where I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna wait. No. I'm not boycotting it. It's just, I'm gonna wait just for a while to see what everyone says. Honestly, I think it's one, like, I was talking about it with a few people, and it's definitely one of those films where you can probably enjoy it, because it looks more like a kid's film. You can definitely enjoy it if you just, like, switch your brain off. You know. Okay. So, Sammy, here's the pitch that I'm gonna see if you like the idea of, and we can go from there if you're okay with that. You may or may not remember me doing Snowden like this a little while ago, and this is supposed to be one of the multiple areas for the very end. You know, like the fight versus Azrael when he's in his hyperdeath form. The idea is that each one is themed after parts of the underground, and you, like, instead of hopping on seemingly, like, thin air in the middle of nowhere, it's hard to really describe what the hyperdeath arena looks like. The idea is that you would fight on these and then jump down to the next one, and each one would be themed so it kind of fits in with the rest. So it looks as though the entire underground has been broken up, and you're kind of jumping over multiple different platforms of each part of it, kind of the remnants that Azrael's kind of getting round to destroying eventually. But the thing is, it's like, I can't figure out how to theme the other ones. And by that, what I mean is, like, imagine this, but the ruins. I can't quite figure out, like, what a ruins version would be, or a waterfall version, you know, because, like, with the waterfall one, I'm like, okay, maybe I can add some trees in here from, like, the glowing tree area, and then maybe have, like, some of the mushrooms in here, maybe, like, a waterfall coming off the side. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do that. I don't want too many, like, major landmarks. Like, the only reason this house is here is because I needed something that would just resemble a little bit more of Snowdon. But I need something kind of like this, where it looks like certain areas, but for each of the area, if you get what I mean. So, like, I need platforms that are populated with rubble and just general parts of each level. So it's stuff like the ruins, waterfall, hotland, and new home. I need them populated with those, you know, sort of themes. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Doodle Sphere, you know, with the Doodle Sphere having, like, all of these, but then also doorways on them. It's just so hard, and I think because my brain has so much going on at the moment for, like, what I have to do with the project, it's just like, dude, we've ran out of energy. I can't do this. Just wait a little bit. So I was like, well, I'll try seeing if somebody else can come up with, you know, better ideas. So, would you like more traditional art? I mean, it's basically just a case of whatever you have available to do the artwork, if you don't mind. All it has to be, it doesn't even have to be coloured. Just, like, rough sketches will do. You know, because that's all I need is just, like, rough sketchy ideas of what you think would look cool. And then I can just, like, kind of use that to help inform how these plateaus are going to look. I'm just going to read all these comments now as well. Joel says, the house on the rock looks like the pieces in the portal in Underevent 2024. It might be. That's a video gamey way to go about it, says Fabio. I would go with Toriel's house and the dead tree. The dead tree for the ruins, maybe, and then maybe a little bit of, like, the wall and some other stuff. Maybe part of the stairs that leads up to the beginning of the ruins or something. I don't know. Gotta have the Delta rune somewhere, though. You guys realize how this is going to go. Jack Black is on a roll with video game movies. If you ever do a proper Undertale movie, Jack's probably going to voice his hands. Other than that, for the ruins, I can imagine switches, vines, and stuff, says Fabio. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let me grab my sketchbook, says Sammy. Yeah, it's all good. Like I was saying, I'm more than happy to get help with this, just so I can finally get all this done. But anyway, switching back from that, let's see what other models we've got that are old. I'm not so sure about Greater Dog, but Greater Dog I've actually worked out a thing with. It's literally just Toby. So I've had to mess around with this because of the bit where the dog jumps out of the armor. This is actually going to be 2 models. I need this because inspiration and motivation have been in the gutter, says Sammy. That's fine then. We both benefit from this. But yeah, I put Toby's model in the armor there because the normal Greater Dog model, even though it's good, it doesn't give me the ability to do that. It wasn't modeled with that in mind, so Greater Dog does look good, just not to the point where I can, like, jump him out the armor. So yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I don't even know how that works, actually, when you look at it. It's like Greater Dog inhabits all this armor, but then when he jumps out, or when they jump out, all the armor falls down. But the legs and tail and everything, it doesn't work. Sprite form, it works, but the sketchy. I like the dogs. They're really fun. It's like a Power Rangers mech suit. I can't wait to do that part where I actually have to animate Toby jumping out the armor, even though it shouldn't be Toby. Let's see what else we got here. Greater Dog stretches all the way down. The tail is a hologram. It's like a full-on mech suit. Oh, dude, some of these models I'm gonna have fun with. Like fish receptionist. Fish receptionist I got a while back. I'm not gonna show her off yet because I need to actually do a little bit of work on her. But that's gonna be fun because I need to do her eyes and mouth keys. Soroba we knew I had from the start. I just need to mess around with that a little bit. There's a Temmie plush that I think I might have placed. I need to place that somewhere else. Spiders I'm not getting rid of. There's Whimsum. Temmie! Okay, so here's Temmie. Remember the buildings in the ruins in the background where you find the toy knife? Yeah, the ones that I've also used for, like, New Home. You need Waterfall, Ruins, Hotland, yes. Yeah, so I need Waterfall, Ruins, Hotland, and New Home if possible. Do you laugh at UT Lover? Wait, what? Undertale videos. I don't know those. But yeah, for Temmie, I don't think I need to...
Hi, I'm Temmie, and this my friend, Temmie. Hi, I'm Temmie.
I love the way that I did that so quickly originally as well. I honestly don't think I need to replace that model.
I'm Temmie, and this my friend, Temmie. Hi, I'm Temmie.
Like, sure, it looks crazy, but it does kind of fit. Like, the worst part is, it's like, I could use them easily like that. They won't look too bad. It's like, do I do that? Or because they've got, like, potential issues in the lower section, that might kill it. That might actually kill it, to be honest. Let's... Because if I try and animate Temmie how I want, let's go Temmie. But will Bob be somewhere? Yes. We have to have Bob as well. So here's Temmie, right? I need... Oh, why is... Dude, why is Temmie's pose not, like, standard? Oh, did I overwrite the model by accident? Are you kidding me? Hang on. Oh, I might need to, I might need to actually change the pose for Temmie, though. That moment where I'm, like, finding out issues with models that shouldn't have issues. So now I have to, like, go and repose Temmie. Oh. Oh, that did not look good there. That was that stretch. So... Again, none of these models should have issues, or ideally, none of them should have issues, but if they have some, well then it's a case of, okay, back to the drawing board with you. Okay, so that's... Those legs at the back, man. Let's see. Sorry if you've addressed it somewhere before. No, it's fine, it's fine. For the ruins idea, you know the ruins is a closed space and has the roof. What if we broke that to reveal the battlefield? You can do that if you want. Sammy, the only thing I'm gonna say about the ideas is remember it's got to be used as like a platform for the fight, so it can't really be a room, if you get what I mean. Like it can't be 4 walls and a ceiling. You know, because you don't really want enclosed areas. UT Lover is a funny channel that makes people laugh out loud, says Joel. Oh, okay, I might have to check it out then. Dave View Monster. Well, I didn't even do this. Yeah, this... Oh, yeah. There's errors. That's because of the rig. Oh boy, so I might need, especially if I ask for the hair to be rigged as well, that would be, yeah, Temmie's going on the list, right, hang on, I'm gonna have to actually get the list out here. By the way, Damon, Temmie's a she. I'm, What will the post-credits scene be? Green sands? No. I need to get the, I need to get the list out here of characters. Let's do Google Drive, or Google Docs, sorry. And we'll just, because I need to price this up as well and see how much this is going to cost overall. Right, so, characters that need to be remade, from, I don't know, I'll just put characters that need to be remade, instead of giving it, like, a huge-ass name. What is, right, Temmie, Wimpsum, let's have a look, Mad Dummy was another one, Mad Dummy. Let's see. We said Frogget was gonna stay. That's fine. Nah. Scarf Mouse is gonna stay. That's fine. I'll have a laugh and show you guys original Asgore again in a moment. That was crazy. You said you wanted Deltarune for the ruins. Yes, if possible. We tend to always view Bob as the only Temmie, like, ever, unless something officially happens. The blue top threw me off, says David. It's fine, it's fine. Lesser Dog's fine. This is the only problem with when we're using assets from like years ago. This is what I was thinking of this morning, like when it came to models and things. I'm sat here and I'm like, dude, we've got so many models now that nobody has seen up until this point because of the Undertale community being so old at this point, like 10 years. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, dude, those 10 years are actually really good development-wise, because then it basically means that we get the most out of it now. You know, like, obviously, really early on, everyone's just, like, throwing out whatever they can make as models. And it's like, oh yeah, everybody's using them. But now it's like, no, we're getting some really, really good models that nobody's even seen before. It's nuts. It's what happens when you leave a community to just, like, just sit on stuff and just build for like ages. You get really good at it and then you get like fantastic content. Because I'm really lucky to get most of this stuff. Like I do not sit here going, oh, I've got all these models. I don't sit here doing that for like ego or anything. I'm genuinely still surprised. Like I'm really surprised because it's crazy. You know. Old, says Damon. No, it's like, again, it's that whole thing of when a community gets older, they get better artists. Or at least I think they do, because the stuff that you would be referencing is better, if you get what I mean. Like, because when you look for reference, you have to look through everybody else's artwork. And at the beginning, like, that can be kind of okay, but it depends on what artwork's been done. Like, if you go and search up now, New Home, you won't find too many pictures of New Home that you can actually use to make in 3D. But it's still better than, say, like, the beginning of the fandom when everyone's just throwing around the same sprites and be like, yeah, maybe this'll work? You know, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Let's see. Hey, Sans. The younger artists get old and more talented, says Sammy. Yeah. Fabio says, Temmies are the Gerudo of Undertale and Deltarune, where Lucky Bob wasn't their Ganondorf. Damon says, to be fair, early artists get more skilled because they've been drawing the same stuff for years. That is indeed true as well. You know, it's one of those things where, again, it's because you're going off the source material, like the game at the beginning, some of the stuff that comes out is very limited, whereas now it's insane, you know, the amount of stuff that you can reference and just be like, oh, okay, so I want to make this, you know, and you can go online and find, like, multiple interpretations of different places, you know, it's, if you were gonna make stuff for this kind of game or whatever, now's probably the best time if you were starting out. You know. Bob is the knight. I'm just checking here. I don't think I've got much more models that need to be... Or many more models that need to be redone. There's 3D tutorial. She shall haunt you in your nightmares. The only other thing I was thinking of was, like, other models that I would want / need. Because, again, the problem that I had with this at the moment... Oh, that reminds me. I was going to load up Flowey, wasn't it? The Omega variant. Because I need that to just work. Like, where's he? Flowey. Oh boy, this thing. According to... Fun fact. Yeah, 3D tutorial is canon. That's the funniest thing. I can't understand where to put her outside of, like, trailers. Speaking of New Home, how they make VR chat world Project Ebert look crazy with not so many hands. Project Ebert has been going on for, like, ages. It's really good, though. Like, the thing is, it's being done in another VR game now. This is an old version of Flowey that I got from, I think, Gmod. Something. Like, that's set up to be rendered. But the problem I have here is he's limited by some of the textures and everything. And, if I remember rightly, he doesn't animate too well because of the way his bones are. Yeah, this isn't exactly a spoiler, because I've shown this off before, I think, but I love how demonic it looks. Doing the 3D fight of this is just going to be nuts. Like, I'm going to have, like, flamethrowers popping out the bottom of him as well. But I honestly think this can be redone, I think. The thing is, if I can, like, animate this and it smooths out, I'll be happy. The one thing that I want from this is the ability to just, like, smooth animate it. So, like, for instance, if we go, like, 30 frames per second. The reason why is because I animated this for the trailer. You'd be able to see it just a little bit in the trailer that I released. Like, you can see the player turning around and Flowey being in the background. But it's like, it's important that I be able to do smooth animating on this, and I don't think it did have smooth animating, if I remember rightly. I'll be able to test this out in a moment. Just go interp Bezier. Flowey be the icon of sin. Like, this will get shown off as well in the update. Like, I just want... Oh, crap. Like, if this works... I just thought I can test this out with Jiggle as well. Reminds me of an older modded server that was literally the entire Flowey fight for TF2. Yeah, I've seen that one. I think it actually might be from that. I'm not entirely sure where it's from properly. Ooh, hang on. Dude, did that actually work how I wanted? If that works, then I'm going to be happy. Hang on. If I can take that from... Why is... Oh, I see. There's a fog cube. Of course there is. Are you going to give him a massive access to what? If it's from that, then good old memories, says Fabio. I think it might be, because again... Hang on, let's see. Again, it's one of those whole things where it's just from wherever on the internet, so I might have got it from there. Hang on. Oh! Oh! That does animate how I want it to. Dude, then why didn't it do it for the trailer? For the trailer, it looked terrible? What? I'm gonna actually get the trailer version and show you, because it animated really badly. Maybe it was just because I did it slowly? What I mean, for those who are wondering what I'm looking at here in particular, is, for the trailer, I swear it just went between these 2 points, so there and there, and looked really robotic. But what I'm looking for is, when I'm going along this timeline at the bottom right, you'll notice there's a difference between these keyframes, or these set of dots, and these ones, right? And the reason why is because if you use normal keyframes, it's it doesn't have, like, an automatic animation to it. Auto, the best way of describing it, is that auto allows you to go between 2 points and have a little bit of leeway in between. So imagine, like, if you move your hand up and down, there's a little bit of jiggle, right? If you move your hand just up and down. The auto keyframes allow you to get a little bit of jiggle in there that's similar to that without actually animating. So, like, for instance, there, I made it go up, but it still lingers there for a little bit and then comes back down. It's very subtle, but it gives you a little bit more realism. And I'm guilty of abusing that in certain areas. It also smooths out certain keyframes. So if you've got, like, a walk cycle and it looks a little bit jagged, or looks a little bit kind of funky, you can put it on auto keyframes and it'll smooth it out, so you get no issues. And I'm guilty of abusing the auto keyframes like mad. And I was just afraid that I might not be able to get those. That means that I don't need Omega Flowey. I can keep this version. Let's see. Can this one do the troll face? So there is actually a secret to this version of Flowey that I'll get into. I'll open up the trailer file. But I'll tell you what it is in a moment. I'm going to collect pictures and pieces from the underground for inspiration. Okay, that's fair. Damon's doing a joke, Sammy. Because I keep doing this with Flowey's arm, so it makes him look like he's doing an inappropriate gesture. Will there be more teasers for this film? Yeah, what I'm going to do is, my whole plan at the moment, I don't know whether I'm going to, like, be able to pull it off. But I'm going to tell you what my plan is now anyway. I've got it down in, like, another video, but I'm going to refresh people's memory. The whole plan for this update is literally, I've said it in the newest video that I said as well, but the whole plan is to show off absolutely everywhere in the underground now that is done, and also every single character that I've gotten a hold of. So that's like 70 odd characters. And as well as that, there's at least 30 minutes worth of behind the scenes like normal, some of which is from streams. So the 30 minutes leading up to it is the behind the scenes, the stuff that you're used to, where it shows the passage of time and working on stuff and little comments and funny things. There's gags in between as well. What I've done is I've got a lot better at animating characters when they're talking and everything now. So in between we have gags, and those are basically like my practice animations using blooper takes. So you'll see bloopers in there in between. And the idea is to go through the first 30 minutes building everybody up and showing everybody the behind the scenes and stuff. Especially if you're not familiar with the past year of work and why we've got to this part now. It really kind of lays it out for you and says, like, look, do you remember last February when we just done Waterfall? Guess what we started with next? You know, and then works all the way up to the end. But the interesting part is after we finish the behind the scenes bit, you also get a long look at the pre-alpha. So the pre-alpha was like everything before I joined the Undernet, and it was essentially like the very first versions of the animation. It was when I was first starting out using Blender, when I had all these older models, when I was not like so conscious about quality, as it was more on the animation itself, where I was like, okay, I'm getting used to and slowly getting my idea into animating. And it was like, you can see it slowly evolve, and I leave like a couple of comments on there about like my very first animations and how things progressed. And then what we then have is a short inspirational bit where it tells you exactly where the Immersiontale idea came from, when I changed it, when I give it a name, and went, okay, this is where it's going to go now. And then after that is done, that is roughly about, like, I'm going to say 35, 40 minutes where all of that is covered. And then all of a sudden we just go, surprise! And you get then, like, another 30 minutes where it's just all new content. 30 minutes of new content, including special effects, characters, environment, animation, you know, all this new stuff. A lot of the animation is, like, just characters walking and moving a little bit. Like, idle animations, just to kind of give you an idea of how they would animate or look. But it's in the environments that you would expect them to be in now. And then there are a couple of choice animations that I've given to specific voice actors that I've promised bigger roles in these updates. Because, like, before, I've gone into, like, DMs and I've said, okay, this update I want to focus a little bit on, like, maybe Sans or Papyrus. And I've been like, okay, I'll do specific animations for them so that they stand out in this update. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to go through and give, like, maybe 3 or 4 different characters specific animations, so we get way more character stuff, and you just get to see basically everything, you know. So, it's going to be fun watching people's reactions. And not only that, though, as I know, let's just quickly check my DMs, because I know it's Sammy that's pinged me, I think. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's iconic. Go with that. My idea for the update after that, though, because this is going to be an event. The entire event will last, if you're in VR at least, the entire event will last probably about an hour and a half. Which one would you like to see more? Probably the first room rather than the second. The second puzzle one, we can have, like, maybe a switch on the floor or something, but the first room is very iconic. Hey, Voidley. So yeah, once we've gone through all the event probably being like an hour and a half in VR, then the idea is to literally just have, like, the next week or so be full of content. So essentially what I'll be doing is I'll be turning it into, like, a week-long thing where you get to see everything in one big chunk at the event. Then immediately after the event's done, and I'm completely finished with it in VR, it's going to be shown on YouTube as well. So I'll be round for the next hour of that on YouTube responding to people in chat, right? Then after that, the day after, I'm probably going to start dropping individual parts of the update. So, like, the behind the scenes of the pre-alpha, the working up to the part where we do, like, the actual update footage. So, like, all the workings out cut into one bit, the intro. And then what I'm going to do is, just like I've done with previous updates, where afterwards I've not only filmed it from my perspective, but I've done, like, fly-throughs of all the areas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up every single fly-through and do those as separate videos. So essentially you'll be able to see your favorite parts or specific parts of the underground as, like, separate videos, so you don't have to go through the entire update. So this is going to be, like, day after day after day after day. So you're going to get non-stop update content for, like, a week or something. No, it's going to be crazy. And again, you can kind of see why I'm freaking out a little bit, because I have so much to do. So it's not just that one day. The event and that one day where it's going to be, like, the event and then YouTube after it straight away. That's going to be the best part, because it's going to be where everyone's going to be there. Everyone's going to be interested in seeing what I've been cooking for, like, the past year, and just what's going on with the project, how it looks and stuff, and whether they're part of it. So not only are you going to get to enjoy that, but then it's almost like a week-long sort of event after that, where I'm showing off everything else individually and being like, look, if you didn't want to sit through, like, an hour of footage, well then here's, like, a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, you know, kind of thing. So, really trying to stretch it out, And it's not just for the sake of turning around and being like, oh, look at how much content I can make out of this one update. It's more because I want to make it as easy as it was in the previous updates. So, like, for instance, in the waterfall one, I cut up the last, like, 3-4 minutes worth. I think it was actually 9 minutes for waterfall, thinking about it now. It was like 9 minutes worth of footage. I cut that up so you had, like, the 30 minutes beforehand, and then the 9 minutes for waterfall, so you could just see waterfall if you wanted. It's just that, just on a bigger scale. You know. And Revenge. Well, was that really Photoshop, Flowey? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the animated one and show you exactly what was going on with it. And see whether it's just me. Did I? Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. I did not spoil that there. I thought I had, but that's fine. That's fine. That's totally good. So this is the trailer bit. It was only really quick. Let's see. Make sure I've not missed out on any comments. Joel's please. Oh, I've read that one. Yeah, Voidley's just come back to this. The staircase will be perfect. That's great. The event in VRC will be fire. Will there be a feat reveal? No. Damon says, honestly though, I never finished Undertale. Seeing your project makes me really excited for more. Again, I have to keep reminded because I just keep running away with crazy ideas with this. The project itself is more of a personal one, but I do like the fact that everyone's kind of got together as the small community rallying behind it now to see just what'll happen. But yeah, it's also targeting people that have never played before to try and get them more interested. It's gonna be fun when I can actually do a player trailer as well, like, because I'm really kind of getting the hang of how I want that to go. But again, here's the trailer shot, right? That was what you saw in the trailer, but I cut it early, and that's because the arm's moving, because I wanted to make the arms move, but it didn't work right. But the secret behind this, right? The face, how it works so well, is that's literally just the actual face from in-game. I literally went on YouTube, found a video of it, recorded it, and then slapped it on the screen. So I actually need to record the other bits for that and then edit it all so it actually works correctly. So that is actual video footage playing on the texture. I just found that it worked. It worked really well. Like, there's the MP4 of it. Where is it? It's above my head now. There's the MP4 right there. And you can just play it for like 200 frames. I just edited that bit out for that bit of the trailer. That was very, very cheeky of me. But yeah, I really want to do it better for the full one. It's gonna be interesting fighting in essentially a black void. It's really weird. This is the only area where I can get away with doing this and just having Flowey like appear randomly and moving around in what is essentially just an empty void, because at this point he's destroyed everything, more or less, including your save file. But yeah, this is all in a box. It's all in a box. This excuse me, sneezing. It's all in a box that's full of fog. But yeah, I don't think. I really like the statue in Waterfall. If you want to pick that, then yeah, I think that would go really well with just little bits of scenery dotted around it, because that statue is actually, yeah, use the statue. The statue I've used in every single trailer because it has some significance to the narrative that I want to try and tell. So, bless me. Thank you very much, Lucian Revenge. But yeah, here we go. So here's the arm movement that I was on about. It looks so stiff. I think it's because I've just made it move slow, because the idea is Flowey's big, he's meant to move slightly slowly, but it looks so robotic. I've got to find a way of like fixing that. Like, I wonder if we go to... I'm wondering now, for a laugh, if I can literally put jiggle on him. I was unironically thinking about the story part, looking at it, Sasami. Like, no joke. That's the one thing. Somebody asked me about it really early on from my own personal Discord. They were like, "Dude, what's the deal with this project and this shot in particular?" And I was like, I like using it for personal reasons. It's a very important part. I'm not gonna spoil that yet." And they were like, "Okay, okay." I was like, "You got to stick around to see what it's actually about." And they were like, "Okay, maybe I will." You know, I was like, "Okay." So it's gonna be fun with that. I'm wondering how much wiggle I'm gonna need on these bones. Let's try 100 and then gravity set to 0.8. Time for me to go, sis Lucy. Have a good one. Thank you very much, Lucy. So let's try. Dude, why can't I grab that though? That's weird. Hang on, let's do an empty. Okay, so we attach that to the empty. Dude, why aren't you... What the heck? Oh, is it... Dude, is it because of another? Oh, is this the old way of doing it? Are you kidding me? Oh, it is. Oh, God, that's terrible. Okay, so that needs to be fixed. So what's happened is, I used to make, like, these invisible cubes for characters so I can move them. Flowey has one of them. I can just make it a, different thing. Oh, my God. Oh, this man going behind the scenes. Flowey's just dancing. I may have set the gravity or the jiggle a little bit too much. Let's go have a look at that and see what's going on with that, because I have no clue right now and it's kind of freaky. There's no collision on it, so that should be fine. If I do 400... can I just grab Flowey for a moment, please, game? Can you just... Okay, so... no, it's still... The bones are kind of weird. Which souls are we saving that's in Hotland? Alphys and... It's because it's the platforms at the end, so we've got to have at least a couple of them. Alphys and Undyne, sure, platform, right? So what happens if we make it, like... I'm trying to think. Because it's... The platforms, it's... Sans and Papyrus, Alphys and Undyne, and then Toriel and Asgore both share platforms. Or all share platforms. Looks like something in Dune Maternal. Could look up creatures for moves you should have. It's more so like the subtle stuff. Like, I want to make it move correctly. Sammy, if it's possible to mix themes, you know, for like areas, say like Hotland and Waterfall for Undyne and Alphys and stuff, that might work. Just covering all my bases, says Damon. That's fine. I wonder what happens if I get rid of the bone there and there. If I just use that as jiggle, right? What happens then? Oh, just nothing. It just... Dude, does it just not apply? The bone's applied to it. What's going on? 200. 200. Gravity's a decent amount. It should be fine. Brian water mixes what was storytelling after all. Yeah. What is going on here? Like, dude, that's all kind of weird. Like, Flowey's not gonna have any wiggle. Not like that, at least. I'm gonna have to, like, manually do it. Because look at him. Like, that's just not happening. Physics! Yeah, this is... Like, I'm not gonna show off, some of the other physics stuff that I've been doing at the moment, because it's actually a lot better. But, like I was saying before, like, Flowey was... The other night was entirely physics. Like, I didn't have any animations. I was just having him being hit by wind from the side. And no joke, it was really nice. I've got, like, footage of it for the update. It was so nice. But I'm messing around so much with, like, physics and stuff at the moment. But, one of the other funny ones is, like, Undyne with her hair. Undyne's hair is notorious for physics. Like, it's so stupid. Like, where is it? If I put physics on this thing, just watch what happens. It goes all kinds of crazy. For the ruins in New Home, it can be a gradient of color to grayscale. Yeah, that'd work. Right, so we got gravity is like 0.5, and then just do that as like 100 or maybe 50. 50's pretty lenient, right? Watch just how this hair moves. If I press, yep, there we go. I press play. I didn't even move her, and already she's been stabbed by her own hair. I don't know why it does this. I have no clue, but it does. And this is all kinds of like jank that I've been messing around with. Like I've actually got it working properly for one of the scenes out of like a billion that I have to animate. No, it's so stupid. Spaghetti hair. Yeah, it's like trying trying sometimes to get them to work is just awkward. Like where is it? If I do collisions, I think it gets even worse. Because like we have a her colliding with a body now, like you would have normally in real life, right? And then it just decides it wants to just go everywhere. You know, it's just stretching and stuff. And that is when I leave it on its own. Like I can actually manipulate it during physics, so it's actually a little bit easier. It's like trying to have physics on certain parts of these models is just crazy. I wonder whether it actually does it with Nice Cream Guy. This is an old animation for Nice Cream, right? From like the trailer. You'll have seen it if you've seen like every other trailer where I've had Nice Cream in. It's this kind of shot, isn't it? Where he's doing this and then it says Rev's part of the team. And then it does that, I think, and then it goes off, right? I'm wondering whether I can animate Nice Cream with physics now. If I do like wiggle, do the same, we just go like gravity 50, 100. Oh, okay. No, wait, 50? No, 0.5. Will he actually get... I do... Oh my god, it works with him. Oh, yes! I'm happy now. Look at his hair. Oh, it works now. I don't actually have to hand animate it. Oh, so this is something... It sounds terrible when I'm like, I don't have to hand animate it, right? His ears and stuff. Like, you'll have heard me saying it in other updates. I was early on notorious for doing all of like the cloth and the ears and everything else by hand, and I absolutely loved small details like that. I remember saying like on camera, I loved animating faces, and I loved animating like clothes and ears and things, because when you do it by hand and you do it right, you get a lot of control, and it's just that satisfaction with making it look like it flows naturally. Like the ears here, those are all me. That's not like Sim, like his Hearn is now. That's all me doing that to make it look that good. You know. And I'm still proud of that. But for like multiple scenes when you've got to do that, and you've got to do like the ears, the hair, the clothes, everything, it gets too much. You know, so now at least with me applying wiggle to stuff, I can actually not worry so much about that, unless it's on Nine's hair. And I can just focus on the main animations, and then mess around with this stuff later. And it's so nice seeing characters come to life, and actually have, like, everything be moving how you'd expect. You know, it's the most satisfying thing ever. Like, I can't get any more satisfaction out of this. Like Washua recently, I don't want to say it was a spoiler, but I got Washua redone because Washua's old model was terrible. Like, it was so bad. It was from the asset pack again, and I just couldn't use it. So I got Wash redone. And you know how Wash has, like, that little duck in the back of him that moves around? Let's see if people say it. Yeah, the duck. So, Yeah, Washua has this little duck, for people who don't know, in the back of him. He looks a little bit like a bucket full of water with legs. And then he's got, like, this duck in the back of him. And yeah, basically, I spent ages just animating that duck on the new version. I tried doing it with physics, and it didn't really work too well, so I was like, yeah, I'll just do it by hand. That duck looks so cute now. He's a bathtub. Yeah. A fishbowl, a bathtub, a bucket, it's whatever. He's open to interpretation because of how the sprite looks, but I think we've got him as a bucket. But yeah, it looks so cute now. Sammy says, oh, I'm going to have the elevator holding up the Heartland Waterfall Island. Ooh, or at least part of it. I can have, like, it hanging out the bottom. Dinner, says John. I'm just trying to find, like, any other sections at the moment. Here's one for you. Because I don't want to be, I really don't want to be so much of a pain to Ash. Being like, okay, gonna have you constantly modeling stuff, you know. At the moment, the characters that are gonna either be redone or are finished, or are getting finished. I'm gonna have Slime Janitors still on the list for stuff that needs to be done. I think I said... What did I say in my... Oh, it was Sad Dragon. Sad Dragon was one. Heat's Flamesman. These are like half the stuff that you see in Heartland. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to go back to my Discord now. There we go. So it was... Yeah, Whimsum, Heat's Flamesman, Sad Dragon, Mad Dummy. Those were the last ones that I had concerns about. And the list at the moment I have is Temmie, Whimsum, Mad Dummy, Shiren, Slime Janitor's going to be there because he's the last one to be done out of the current ones. And Sad Dragon and Heat's Flamesman. So it's literally just like 6 characters left. I say 6, but by the end of this, Ash is literally going to have modeled like over 20 characters, which is nuts. It's insane considering Undertale has like I think 120 monsters. Oh, that leaves me with an issue in Waterfall now if we're gonna have Temmie redone as well. And that is, if we have Temmie redone, do I change the Tem statue or do I just have it as the old model as a reference? I think I'm going to have the old model as a reference, personally, because I actually like it. No. I really like this old model. Just for the statue. Because it can be simply explained as just, it's Temmie's. It's the way of interpreting how they look themselves. It's pretty simple, so it's good. Yeah, it looks like something the Thames would make. That's the best way of putting it. You know, it's to be expected of them. I don't think there's any more characters that I would want. The thing is, if I was being really cheeky, I could go crazy and just be like, okay, I'll get some of the characters from Yellow. You know, because some of the characters from Yellow I really did like Cactoni. You know, because he just wants a hug. I could ask for Cactoni as like a special, but I don't want to go too crazy because it's over 20 characters. That's being so cheeky. You know, is that Muffet's old pet? You know, it's cute. You print that out and have it in IRL. Ah, so this was what started it all, right? You know when I was on about bad models, this was one of them, right? So, for those who don't know, Muffet and the spiders in the Heartland section have a pet, or rather, Muffet has a pet, and her pet is a giant muffin that's also a spider, right? And the model for it looks so bad. Like, we're gonna We're gonna have a look at this thing again and just go through all the errors and stuff. And this isn't Greg. Greg's the one in the ruins. You can't tell me that isn't a horror character, says David. What room do you think you would want from Hotland? Oh, let's think. Somewhere, either somewhere from the lower section that's got like the pipes and everything, you know, for like the steam vents, or like a mixture of that and maybe a portion of the upper area that has. Although when I say a portion of the upper area, I can maybe add the floating platforms around on its own. So yeah, maybe the lower section with like the steam vents and stuff, and maybe the ones that are close to like the giant gate that leads to Metaton's cooking show. Because then I can start going really crazy, a little bit like, you know, some of the door designs that you see for the Doodle Sphere. I can have like bits of scenery like Metaton's cooking show, stuff be like scattered all over the place, things like that. But yeah, this was the original wireframe for Muffet's pet. It's meant to be a cupcake or a muffin. And yeah, it's just the again, I think this is MMD. Where is it? Let's like look. Its mouth goes through the back of its head when it does a rah. Like you want it to do a huge scream, and it. Oh, dude. You can see its entire mouth there. The back of it is faked, and it goes like that to try and fake it from this angle. But of course, if you're shooting it from any other angle, well, its mouth is in the back of its head. No, it's honestly, when I came back to files and saw that, because the whole point was I was going to start rendering Hotland and have like the muffin being there for an animation, and it was just it was so bad. I couldn't, man. And then that's not even getting into some of the like issues with the wireframe and smoothing on the legs and stuff. It sucks. It really does suck. Again, this is like for specific pieces. It like where people are rendering from the front, that doesn't look bad. But when you're like me and you require stuff from every angle just in case you shoot it from like that, then it's not good. Fabio says, the core from the distance came to mind. Also, lava. Sans hot dogs down with Vulcan. Yeah, we'll be showing off Vulcan. Oh wait, no, Vulcan was one that I needed actually. I think I've got. Did I say Vulcan's on the? Dude, did I put Vulcan on the list? Because Vulcan actually needs to be on the list. Let's have a look. Oh no, what was that? Oh, Magic as well. Magic I needed to check out. Hang on, where's Vulcan? Where's the list gone? Had it open. Heat flames on Vulcan. Oh, I'm just gonna pull up the character list. I've pinned them like in multiple places. I need to find the character list so I can figure out which models I need to be looking at. There's the new cast. Where's the other cast? That moment where you're casting like over a ton of different monsters. That reminds me, I need to get Z to do Garnica if she can. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So the only one I need to really check. Well, the only couple I need to check out are Magic and maybe Shambling Mass now. Have I got? Dude, have I got that moment where I'm looking at stuff here and I'm just like, what? I'm so Checking this. Tell me when some my dummy shower and slime the heat flames on Vulcan. Uh, Shambling Mass and Magic need to be on there. I think. Sand Dragon. We've got all the other ones. Pyro on there. Dude, it just keeps going. It just keeps adding. Right, let's see. Right, so I need to look at Sand Dragon and Vulcan, I think. I'm over. I'm just like going through millions of files here. Let's have a look. Hey, Spamton Nia. I miss Greg. When are we going to see him again? You did see him in the trailer. I put him in there. The whole thing about MMD Muffet with her pet is the models. They look chibified. They look short. I imagine a younger Muffet voice on the MMD model. Yeah, I think kind of reminds me of the one that looks like young Muffet in yellow. You know, where she's got like a. It looks like Muffet, but she's got a raincoat on. Kind of reminds me of one of the horror movies. I can't remember. It. That was it. Can I eat Greg? Says John. No, Greg's probably moved on by now. Anyway, for anyone who doesn't know who Greg is, it's a spider that randomly was chilling out when I took a shower one time, so I called him Greg because he was happy and just like let me have a shower without interrupting me. So yeah, we called him Greg, and then he stayed in the shower room for like a couple of days, I think it was, and then he just moved. But he was a really tiny spider as well. I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. You'll float too, says Sammy. Yeah, no, seriously, there is, if you look at yellow, there's literally a young, well, looks like a young version of Muffet with a raincoat on. Just reminds me of it. Sand Dragon looks creepy. I need to have a look. I need to have a look now. Let's see. What is it? Have I got Vulcan in here? No. Sad. Oh, that's Asgore. Oh, that reminds me. Dude, freaking OG Asgore model. Oh god. I gotta show you that before we switched. So this is OG Asgore. Just ignore the fact that he's purple because it can't find the textures. Um oh, dude, he's posed and you're meant to be looking over his shoulder like that, right? This was OG Asgore. That was nuts. Hang on. Asgore. Let's see if I can find the animation that I made of him that's been around for a while. This is literally ages ago. I've seen that so many times in MMD compilations. This purple guy. It's like, here we go, right? So this is really early. This is like pre-alpha Immersiontale. So this is when I was trying to do a mock-up of what the Asgore fight might look like. Just, this is literally almost, I think, 2 years old now. So it's like Asgore's, and it's at 20 odd frames per second if I remember rightly instead of 30. Yeah, 22! Oh my god. So the idea is you go up and fight him. Asgore's there. I don't know why the character's model wasn't visible there for a moment. It was like, god damn it. I like the Asgore model. Oh, it's not as good now. I don't know why that vanished there for a moment. And then there's the fireballs. There's the old fireballs. I don't know why that model isn't showing. It's really weird. And then bam! Ah! Dude, there's all kinds of bugs here. Oh, here, running. Yeah, I like that stab bit. Like, there's obviously a lot better animation. If you can actually see that. I've rendered it out before, so you get to see that in the actual behind-the-scenes footage. But, yeah, pre-alpha Asgore is rough compared to actual Asgore that we get to see from Floral. Like, where's Floral's? Floral's Asgore is just so peak compared to that. Asgore, where we at? Hey, there he is. There's... We'll get the walk animation of him. We're gonna throw a gigantic clump of crumpled paper at someone. Yeah, because of getting hit by his fireballs. So in the colored mod, yeah, and Asgore has gold armor, but instead I went with florals thing. Oh, dude, now I can. Oh, yep. So his cape was done manually, right? It's that moment where Dave has realization that he can actually do something with physics again. And it's just like, ah. Oh my god, please let me mess around with this. I love the way his animation is so like dad walking to work kind of thing. Oh yeah, that looks better. And then we go collisions. Let's collide with Asgore. Oh dude, that actually, hell yeah, I'm liking that. Oh, there we go. Now all I need to do is put like wind on him, right? Because at the moment, it's colliding with him, right? The thing is, the reason why it looks kind of funky as well, as in like it stops and starts again, is because it's reaching the end of the timeline here, whereas if I just animated it consistently, it'd be fine. He's got that dad walk going on. He's like, don't mind me. He's big, he's got that shoulder sway, and the neat detail that I told everyone about ages ago, which was, I think it's Gaster's Great Escape, which is a fan comic that I read a while back. He's got his eyes based off that, because of his attack thing that he can do. So his eyes are basically just off that as reference. I need to actually see if Gaster's Great Escape has actually continued, because it got paused for a while. Let's do physics here. What do we got? Force field, wind. Then if we apply wind to this, we go from like this angle, and then we just tweak the wind value, so we go like 5. No, maybe a bit more, 10, 12, or 20. Why? Oh, wait a minute. I remember why that's not affecting. I remember why that's not affecting him out. I'm so stupid. So, the reason why that's not working is because I've not actually told it to, because you can actually individually pick which wind things affect it. Hey, there we go. That's a bit better. Still clips through him, which you can probably, again, animate that, but then we can go like... Hey! There we go. Is there a JoJo reference in Immersiontale? No, not yet. Capes are the hardest to animate. They keep clipping. Yeah, I've been having that trouble, like... Everybody knows from the trailer, if you've seen it, that I got red. I'm going to save this as a second one, an incremental one. That I've got red, right? And I put red in the trailer early on, just because that was one of the other character models that I was happy at getting. But the funniest part about that is, Red's cape, trying to animate that is an absolute nightmare because of it being kind of similar to this, but it clips through the arms because of how thin Red is. Red is not like Asgore. She does not have the bulk to be able to camouflage it or knock against it. Instead, she's pretty thin. So, yeah, it just ends up with it clipping through her arms and stuff, so I've got to be really careful when animating that. It's not like Asgore, where we have some fun stuff in the introduction for the update, and we just have some funny stuff with Asgore going on. Let's see if I can... 140? Epic music with strong wind. He's casually walking to the store. Right, so let's do like 132 here. 132. And then this is what I was saying, like, I abuse automatic frames because what's happening here is, in the in-between where the animation repeats, I've just put automatic frames so it smooths it, right? Same. Feathers are the hardest thing to do. Yeah, it's... Like, at the moment, I'm using the physics stuff to do this pretty well. But again, I'm still happy with the older stuff that I did by hand. You know, but this is definitely helping cut out all of the other problems. Like, you can see he actually walks a lot smoother now because of the thing being extended. What I want to do is potentially add the Delta rune to the back of the cape. You know, like Toriel has the Delta rune on the front of her robe. It's like here. I actually want to have the Delta rune emboldened on the back of his cape there. Just do like a little design on there that I can have that flows around. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad now. I'm on my phone, says Classic. You can tell. Oh, it's fine, it's all good. So what I need to do here is find these other models that I should have access to that are probably in my... Did that just finish? No, it didn't. I should have access to all these other character files. I'm just making sure that I can find them at least. Some of them I might need to open the other version of... Yeah, I'm going to need to open the other version of Blender. I have like multiple versions of Blender on my computer now just because of working stuff. And it's just crazy. I have like Blender 3.5, which I think is what I started on. And then 3.6, then 4.1 and 4.2. And by the end of it, I'm probably going to have like the most up-to-date version. It's pretty crazy. Right, so what I'm going to do here is... Are you aware of the weird grass that appears in Hotland that you can walk on? Wait, what? That's an actual thing? I was not aware of this. Possible battle mechanic. Interesting. Right, so let's see here. We got Vulcan. There we go. Can I... If I just move chat for a moment so I can just see... If I open the other Blender window here now, is that bam? Ah, there we go. Right, so this is Blender 3.5. The reason why I've got a different one is because some of them I have with like different plugins in from like ages ago. My sister needs me, says Classic. Godspeed. Thank you very much. Yeah, Vulcan's... Oh, no! Vulcan, no! Vulcan's gonna need to be, done. No! Okay, that one won't be too hard, actually. I'm at least gonna save that as a model. Where is it? Backup. Blender files. RIP Vulcan. You will have to be redone. So the reason why Vulcan has to be redone is Vulcan doesn't have any other way to animate the face or anything. They literally only have leg movement and that's it. Oh, no. So they don't have any controls. They're permanently in that expression. So that's Vulcan going in there. That one's an old one. Pyrope, I think I've shown off Pyrope before, but Pyrope's terrible. Pyrope's the same as some of the other older ones. Wait a minute, did we? Holy crap, hang on. Why is it on... Why is it playing... I honestly thought that was on the one that I'm currently listening to, the Dweller's Empty Path soundtrack by Toby. I was going to be like, wait, that's on here? But it actually seems like it's gone to the Undertale soundtrack as well, even though it says it's still Dweller's Empty Path. That's weird. Let's start from the beginning again. No. Let's start from the beginning of the playlist. Not the Undertale soundtrack. Please, just this one. There we go. Pyro like from TF2. No. So Pyrope as one of the ones from Heartland. There we go. Pyrope. So Pyrope specifically is one of the characters that's like on fire. Literally it's just, I think, a rope that's just on fire with a smiley face. This one, right? You can see the face there. With some shoes. Did you check what playlist had? Sometimes random... Oh no, I'm not using YouTube for playlists, primarily because of the fact that YouTube's playlist has a chance of playing an advert that can actually dox you if you're English. It's stupid. Like, it's an advertisement for Uber, I've mentioned it before. But, it's like an advertisement for Uber, and it actually comes on and doxes you by telling you, like, the nearest location to your address. So, like, say for instance, if you were in America and you lived at, like, a certain part in, like, Texas or whatever, it'd be like, so anyway, the nearest place from Texas to your current location is 6 minutes away or something. It's like, dude, you're practically doxing me? No. So I use Spotify instead. It's crazy how they do that. It's like, oh yeah, we'll just dox you. Yeah, if we put Pyrope here. Pyrope's the smiling fire boy that seems tied in a rope. Or is literally just fire on the end of a rope, yeah. He's really weird. I just remember the water fountain in Hotline. I can use that as Sammy. Yeah, in the resort. The reason why we're not using this version of Pyrope is, again, it's just because the wireframe, like, look at that mouth. Just, too much detail, unnecessary, and too many shading issues. That's just all kinds of messed up. And then the shoes are kind of the same underneath. They just have too many smoothing errors. It's just, dude, what? You can even see where they've taken a cylinder or a sphere for the shoes, and then just put all the cylinders on them for details. It's just like, dude, that's not good. That's messy. That's like really messy. That's possibly the worst way of modeling that. First thing I heard is, you're doxing me? What is Alvin? Alvin, I'm doxing you because of the lines that we need to get you to do for Oni. No, I'm messing. It was just, I was going on about an advert that YouTube can play, which is why I don't use YouTube for music anymore. Let's see. There's Shambling Mass and there's Magic. Let's see Shambling Mass. Wait, what? No, it's fine, man. It's fine. You're all good. So Shambling Mass, I can actually like get away with. That's fine. I can use that. That's able to be used. All I need to do is just do a blink animation and we're good. So that's not that bad. Nobody remembers Shambling Mass, I swear. Like, I asked a load of people in the Unnet one time, like, do you remember who Shambling Mass is? And they were just like, what? Who what? So yeah, that's fine. I can take Shambling Mass off the list. If they're on it. Which they're not, thank God. I actually should have saved that model, hang on. Save it so I can use a Blender file instead of using a PMX from, like, outdated version of Blender. Where is it? Vulcan. Where is she? Shambling Mass, there we go. Who's this little goober? So, the one with blah blah blah. I remember the appearance of Shambling Mass. I know the design. He looks like he's from a PSP game. Bro, PSP's been fun. Alvin, I seen you with your hacked PSP. They're really good. I got one myself. Let's see. Shambling Mass. So for anyone who doesn't know Shambling Mass is an NPC that stood specifically right next to the elevator in MTT Resort. They're just sat there waiting for the elevator. But of course, it never comes until afterwards. So it's like, yeah, they just stood around, just chilling. I've seen some interesting artwork of them that actually makes them not look like a little goober, and instead is actually pretty cool. Let's check these other files. That moment where I have to be that knowledgeable with some of these characters because of knowing where they all are and being able to animate them. Let's see. Fabio says, "Oh, right beside the Homestuck quadruped." Yeah, so there was Shambling Mass, and then the one that you're on about, the Homestuck one, I think was I think it was supposed to be some kind of like chimera or something. I can't remember. And then the sad dragon who wants a pizza, or rather, I think one of his family members is after like food or something, and he's just like, dude, there's a pizza in the fridge. You know, I can't get back yet, but there's a pizza in the fridge. I gotta be late to class. Good luck, Moody. See you later. Thank you very much, Alvin. See you later. Trying to find. There's magic, and then after I check magic out, then we need to go and see the last one, which I believe is the last couple, which are Heat's Flamesman and Sad Dragon, if I can find them. They specifically were from the Undernet, so I need to find the files. The one recognizable dragon, yeah. Like, it's the only one. The question is, do I get magic redone? Because magic looks pretty flat. You know, because obviously you only see them from, like, that angle. Do I get them redone to have more of a 3D body, but, like, keep the head? You know, because that doesn't look too bad. Let's just check and see if there's any issues with it. Okay, it doesn't have any mouth expressions either, so that's kind of bad. Yeah, it looks like 2D though. It just looks, the head looks okay, and then the rest of the body's just like, yeah, nah. I don't know. Yeah, magic's going on the list. Let's see. God, all these other characters I'm having to add to the list now. Like, don't get me wrong. It's annoying for me because I'm sat here like, okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done, and I'm showing like this list of characters and be like, we're almost done, and then I go back and look through so many of them and so many other ones. Like, you can see now clearly I've had issues with these models before, or I've just gone, okay, maybe I can use that or not. I'll just save it to my files and have a look later, and then, you know, like, I've just not had a look because I've been too busy, as you can tell, doing like the rest of the underground, and then I get to the characters and I'm just like, because I'm sat there going, oh, I've got like over 60 odd files, but like 20 of them are crap. You know, it's terrible. And then of course, then I'm like, okay, we need this character, and poor Ash is sat here just like modeling, not minding because it's practice, but it's like, dude, seriously, how many more are we gonna do? Especially like the other day, I counted them up and I was like, okay, this is how many we should have left. And it was like 5. And then I look at these and they're just trash. Oh! Oh, Ash is in chat. Ash says, don't worry, it's fine. I still feel bad, you know. It's like, you can go back in the rest of the footage and see just how trash these models are. And it's just like, dude, I don't want to keep throwing model after model after model at you again and just moving the goalposts because it makes me feel terrible. It's just like, oh yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. It might be fine, but it's like, nah. It's just annoying from my perspective because I genuinely thought these were all fine. I was like, oh, they're good and all, and then next minute, when I actually come to check them up at the end of the project, when we're just about getting ready to animate, it's like, nah, most of these characters, they're trash. You know, gotta have them redone. It's like, ah. At least the new ones are amazing. Oh. Let's see. Trying to find Sad Dragon and Heat's Flamesman now, because I know I got him from the Undernet. Let's try Sad. Just search that up. Sad Dragon. Heats? No? Okay, let's try the Blender file then? So it'll be, not Blender outputs, it'll be backups. Project backup. Right, so it'll be external libraries maybe? Oh god, I remember all these files from ages ago. Undertale NPCs, is that it? No, it's not in there, okay. Undertale Model Cat? Model Pack 3, Scar Mouse, Spider Donut 2. Never forget Heat Flamesman. Or Hot's Fire Guy. I swear I had Heat's Flamesman and Sad Dragon from the Undernet. I could probably go find them in, like, DMs. I don't know whether the downloads would still work. Hang on. Oh my god. There's my potential Hotland Kit Bash file from, like, 2023. 8/6/2023. Jeez. What the heck is it? L3 or R3 elevator, says Sammy. I'll let you pick for that one, Sammy. I don't mind. Luke's. Da, 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 da. Dude, what the heck? Like, here's all the other files. But those ones. Oh, I just remembered another one as well. That was like the very last one I'd add. If I can't find it. Ah. Seriously, so infuriating when you've got so much stuff that you think you got backed up. And then you find out there's like certain files that are just missing. Hang on. Those moments, those names leave your mind forever, is when your true fan badge mysteriously disappears. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go and find this in DMs now. Where was... Oh, I won't be able to find them by the proper usernames, I don't think. Let's try Triss. Let's see. Oh, that was... Yeah, some bad stuff. That was when I was discussing other things. Ah! Oh, there we go. It was... Oh, dude. That was who I got it off? Okay. That's interesting. Oh. Interesting. That moment where I'm going back through, like, literally, DMs from halfway through 2023 to find files. Ah, they're FBXs, no wonder. Oh, and they still... Wait, what? Are you kidding me? I think the names are Lava Boy NPC and Dragon NPC. Ah, what? So this is going to be interesting. Okay, so these have not been seen outside of the Undernet. This is going to be interesting. Let's just close that. So, specifically, if you've been the Undernet in VR, you'll know these models, because they're NPCs that are stood around. But I acquired them a while ago for background characters. And I think they're just assets. They don't actually move. Yeah, they don't even have textures. Ah! But yeah, you can see the wireframe for him. Like, that's Heat's Flamesman. But he doesn't have the atlas for the hub, the texture atlas. But yeah, we got a very crude Heat's Flamesman here. And then, where was the other one? Where's Sad Dragon? Where we at? There we go. There's Sad Dragon. So this one has a lot of people hiding in it in the Undernet because you can just clip through it. But yeah, that's not usable. Like, even if I put that in the background, I'm still gonna have to animate it, and it's literally just a piece of scenery geometry. Yeah, that's not usable. So that's two more to add to the list. So they stay on. So, yeah, those two were already on there. Sad Dragon Pottery. Yeah, it literally looks like it right now. So yeah, that means that in total, we now have 11 extra characters that need to be redone. Or, yeah, that need to be redone. Just because of everything. Oh, I did not expect that. Seriously, this is my fault for not checking files, or rather for just grabbing any file off the internet and then being like, oh, we're good. But that's the following models. Temmie, Whimsum, Mad Dummy, Shiren, Slime Janitor, although Slime Janitor's at the end of the current one, so maybe I'd take off Slime Janitor. So it'll actually be 10. Because Slime Janitor's already going to be the last one on the current list that's just being finished. So it's Temmie, Whimsum, Mad Dummy, Shiren, Sad Dragon, Heat's Flamesman, Vulcan, Pyrope, Magic, and Diamond Receptionist. I put Diamond Receptionist in there because Diamond Receptionist is actually really, really simple, I think. It's just one of those things where I tried figuring what I would do with them because of reference. And I've just not got round to it yet because of how busy I am. But yeah, that's another 10 characters. Jeez. Oh. Fun times. It's either that or a... I'll have to see whether I can cut any of these out. Like, whether I can get rid. Temmie changing the Tem statue or not came to mind. I mean, it's supposed to be part of the rich Tem history. Yeah, that's why I'm like, do we do we change the Tem statue to fit with Temmie, or do we just keep it as the old one because it's simple, you know? Or maybe on a meta level, we keep it as a reference to the old model. No. My concepts will be a bit rough considering you have all the assets. That's fine, Sammy. That's fine. As long as it helps, then. You can get rid of me if you like. No, that's terrible. Pretty funny to have something history related be an older design you all had for it. Yeah, just on like a meta level. This is the old design. It's technically part of history now for the project. Yeah, that's all the models then. At least now we've figured the entire list out. I'm just gonna quick copy that. I'm just again, I'm just upset with myself. I'm just upset with myself that it means extra work, but it's whatever. It's gotta be done. Oh boy. Right, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you very much. Remember, there is literally 26 days left until the update. You will be drip-fed some more shorts before the update comes out. So if you like those shorts so far, enjoy them. And I shall see you on the next one. So until then, bye!